Kevin, I want to ask you, brother,
Oh,
the same question, man. So let's talk about for newbies getting into the game and all. What is the answer, man? Is it the right way to go and start dropping money and getting people, doing everything for you, as far as websites, SEO, ads, and all that good stuff? Or is it better to start off building just with organic and doing it on yourself?
I think it's better to do it on yourself because, like he said, being able to master it is, actually come up with these skills, just, blowing money, paying for everything, that can come later on. That can come down the line. Even Xavier, he always talks about, when it comes to Google ads, he's like, I can help you with Google ads, but if you're not doing this much, don't even bother. It's not worth it. You're not there yet. Start small. Start, like he said, start off with a donkey if you have to, but work your
yeehaw.
way up. Learn everything possible, whether it be from YouTube videos, whether it be from collaborating with different people, listening to different podcasts like this, just learn yourself, master those skills, and later on, once you start making money, once you start scaling your business, then you can pay to play. But start off organically. Just start off, if you have the money to do it, then hell yeah, go ahead. Start off strong, throw your money in there and do that. But not everybody has that. Not everybody has, a marijuana farm that they can, back their stuff up with and start off strong.
You know
But,
what I mean?
but hey, a lot of businessmen come to this arena and they have the money and they can do it. Hell yeah, do that. But not everybody has that. So you don't feel bad about starting off from scratch. Don't feel bad about, doing every little thing yourself, learning every little nuance in the business. Do exactly what he said. Start researching, do your homework, learn from other people that have done it already, and master those skills yourself, and then you're going to be unstoppable. You're not just, like I said, later on, pay for it down the line if you have to, once you really start scaling, but just do it yourself. It's fun. You learn how to, not everybody has a business background. Sometimes you've, done business. I'm sure, Paul, you've done a lot of businesses, and I'm sure you've failed so many times in the past. You've learned how to succeed. And that's what's a lot of people don't realize is you have to fail. That's the only way you're going to succeed. You have to learn how to fail forward. By failing, if you're going to start off your first business ever, you're starting off your being an entrepreneur and you're just going to throw money at everything, you're never going to learn how to fail. And if you don't learn how to fail, you're never going to succeed.
Trust me, the yee fell on his face many times. Trust me, I fell on my face many times. I've had many doors closed on me. I've had many people turn their back on me. But it all happened for a reason
Yeah.
because I had to go through all those trials and errors. But you best believe it makes you a lot more humble. It makes you a lot more, that drive you got to have to keep that business going, to make that phone ring and, get it. You have to be humble, and everybody has a story. I just think a
Yep.
lot of people are afraid to say it, to show it. No one's perfect of this world. We've all stumbled, and we've all had to get back up. You know what I mean? And I failed many times before I was the man who I am now. Trust me, I was just a little lost little lamb before. You know what I mean? Until I was saved. And
Yeah.
that's just it. When my eyes opened, everything, I had so many open doors for me. You know what I mean? And but your circle might get a little small because not everybody believes in what you're doing or supports what you're doing. And there's no problem because when I'm in my house, that's really all who matters to me. And that's just it. Fun and games, blah, 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 blah. That's just it. This is nothing personal. This is a business. And, there's a lot of haulers who I see on a daily basis. And we salute each other. You know what I mean? Some don't. Some just look at me, but it's okay. You know what I mean? It's a doggy dog world. And, Some people are just going to make a little bit more than others. And that's just it. But work hard to get there so you can start making more than others too. And then you can tell your story and help the people who need to hear it. There's so many people who've came up to me last year at the Junk Expo and said, Mr. Yee Yee, thank you. Thank you so much. And I just was amazed last year at the Junk Expo when I went, and so many people were just like, Mr. Yee Yee, my kids at home say it. At home, my kids at home say it, and it's just a blessing. When I walk into my parents' house, my dad, the first thing he does is go, Yee Yee, you know what I'm saying? And it's a blessing, man. It's a
Yeah, I tell
blessing.
you what, we're talking about all those guys that have the YouTube channels and in the junk removal business and everything else. Those guys, they create a spark. They create that motivation for people to get into the business. But your YouTube channel, it's more of a flame. It's more of where they're motivating, you're inspiring, and I really like that about you.
Thank you.
You're giving really good advice, in a really down to earth way. I saw a lot of things that I really loved. I'm really aligned with you on a lot of the things that you mentioned. Like you're not, especially the whole no giving estimates on the phone. I'm 1,000% aligned with you on that. I
Stop
talk
it.
about. I'm very passionate about that as well. So, you know,
It's
and
very,
there's and you talk about you're going when you're talking about sales, you're going in there and talking about solving problems. You're not talking about picking up junk. You're talking about solving problems. And to me, that's something I'm aligned with. That's something that I'm passionate about as well. So, like I said, where these guys are creating a spark, you're creating a flame, brother. They're motivating, but you're inspiring, and that right there will last. So I really appreciate that about your videos and about you.
thank you so much. I do it for everybody out there who wants to start this business, who's thinking about starting this business, and who wants to take control of their life, who wants to walk away from that 9 to 5 and wants to put destiny in their own hand and take that leap. If I did it, if Paulie did it, if Kevin did it, so can you. It can happen. Just make it happen, Captain. You know what I mean? Get on that donkey. Yeehaw! Yeehaw! You know what I mean?